the greatest salesman in the world. In the time when traders crossed deserts and caravans moved under starlight, there lived a young man named Afid. He was poor, a camel boy in the service of a wealthy trader named Pathros. But within Hafid burned an unshakable dream, to become a great salesman, to rise beyond his poverty, and to serve others through his success. One evening, after delivering goods to a distant market, Hafid returned with only one unsold robe. Yet, in an act of compassion, he gave that robe to a poor family who could not afford clothing for their newborn child. He expected punishment for losing profit, but Pathros saw something greater in him. Pathros called Hafid to his chamber and said, "You have learned the first lesson of greatness, giving." Then, from a hidden chest, he gave Hafid a small chest of ancient scrolls, 10 in number. "These," he said, "contain the wisdom of all success. Guard them well, live their lessons, and one day you will share them with the world." Each scroll contained a truth, not of money or manipulation, but of discipline and spirit. Scroll 1. The Power of Good Habits. I will form good habits and become their slave. Hafid learned that success is not born of sudden fortune, but of routine, of small acts repeated daily. He rose early, spoke kindly, and worked with purpose. Scroll 2. The Power of Love. I will greet this day with love in my heart. He learned that love dissolves resentment, that kindness disarms hostility. Every person became to him a potential friend, not a rival. Scroll 3. Persistence. Double asterisk. I will persist until I succeed. When the sun burned and sales faltered, he remembered that each no brought him closer to yes. He began to see rejection not as failure, but as the refining fire of his craft. Scroll 4. Uniqueness. I am nature's greatest miracle. Hafid realized that no man could sell as he could because no man was built the same. He began to speak with confidence born of self-acceptance. Scroll Vivi. Living the present. I will live this day as if it is my last. He learned to act, not delay. To say the kind word now, to make the call today, to close the sale in this moment. Scroll 6. Control of emotion. I will be master of my emotions. He discovered that a salesman's greatest enemy is not the market, but his own despair. When anger rose, he waited. When joy lifted him too high, he steadied. He sold not from emotion, but from understanding. Scroll 7. The Power of Laughter. I will laugh at the world. Laughter lightened the load of worry. When troubles came, he met them with humor, for he knew that all storms pass. Scroll 8. The Value of Action. Today I will multiply my value 100-fold. Hafid learned that knowledge unused is dust. He acted daily, knowing that motion itself attracts success. Scroll 9. The Power of Vision. I will act now. The lazy wait for perfect conditions, the wise act within imperfect ones. He made each day a step toward his vision. Scroll X. Faith. Guided by the hand of the Almighty, I will become a great salesman and servant of men. Hafid learned that true wealth is not measured in coin, but in contribution. Years passed, and Hafid became the richest merchant in all the lands of Syria and Judea. Yet he remained humble, still giving more than he took. He trained others in the philosophy of the scrolls and prospered through service. When old age came, Hafid heard the whisper of destiny once more. He was to pass on the scrolls, just as Pathros had passed them to him. One night, as the desert wind sighed around his palace, a weary traveler knocked upon his door. a man bearing the look of deep purpose in poverty. Hafid welcomed him, fed him, and saw in his eyes the same hunger he once had. This traveler was said to be a messenger, a man who would spread a teaching that would change the world. In his hands, Hafid placed the chest of scrolls and said, "Take these truths, the world is ready." The traveler left before dawn, carrying with him not gold or goods, but wisdom written in faith and love. Hafid's story is not about selling goods, but about selling oneself on the power of discipline, compassion, and belief. He became great not because he pursued riches, but because he pursued purpose. And in that purpose, he found the true meaning of wealth: to serve, to give, and to grow.